Hey, good morning. Dan Anzanello here, Loyal Marketing. Wanted to record a short video, just with everything that we're seeing on COVID-19. And what's really prompting this is we did have a few speaking engagements at the local bar associations here in Florida, which, as you'd imagine, have been canceled, postponed, pushed back for safety reasons, social distancing reasons. Right? Doesn't make sense to get a whole bunch of people in the same room together. However, we are noticing that there's a bit of a gap here. Normally, the associations that you would reach out to for guidance on how to message, how to keep your clients informed of what you're doing and what your processes are, those resources might not be as readily available as they would in a crisis situation. So, thought we'd record a video and give you a few thoughts, and really just to set the stage, the groundwork here. There's really two ways we can look at this, right? And I hope on the one hand, uh, you're tending away from that panic mentality, the sky is falling mentality, etc. Right? That's not going to get us far. Frankly, if that's where you're at, there's not much for you in this video. I'm choosing, and we as an organization are choosing to look at this as yes, there's a lot going on, but really, whenever you do have a lot of change and a lot of things going on like this, that also creates an opportunity, and that's where we prefer and we suggest you take a look at things and approach this, right? Where are the opportunities that are going to come up? What is changing now? And how can I use that to further my business efforts and grow my practice? So, with that, one of the things that is glaring to us is, and in the news every single day, is all these huge organizations and even governments, local, municipal, federal, are making these changes that seem unescapable, right? Disney here in Florida and certainly in California have shut down their parks and in some cases even their hotel properties, right? That's a big deal. Um, Sporting events, those are all canceled, and I'm a big soccer fan. Lost my MLS team here for at least 30 days and could be longer. But even beyond that, the governor shut down bars, nightclubs, etc. And those businesses really are going to be struggling over the next few months. Um, the advantage or the opportunity that we still have through all that is people are still going to need legal services. That's going to be inescapable. And there will be financial issues, especially with businesses and how they address their cash flow issues, as well as making sure that their staff are safe and everything that goes along with the human resources issues. But even beyond that, bankruptcies for individuals, criminal issues that come up, right? I'm sure we're going to see a spike here in DUIs. And the appellate work, really, I can't think of too many areas of the law where there's going to be a complete shutdown. But what I do see happening is the larger firms, because they have so many moving parts and need to be coordinated, they're not going to be able to keep doing the marketing that they normally would, and that creates an opportunity for you, right? So really, there's two potential outcomes here. Like I said before, you could look at this as here's the apocalypse, we're done, and just hide under your bed. And like I said, this video won't have much for you. Sorry, there's plenty of other sources. Just pull up any major news outlet. But if you do look forward and do have that positive outset, or what I like to say is, this too shall pass. I see tremendous opportunity for you, right? This is actually my third recession, right? I lived through the dot-com bust, certainly the financial crisis, which many remember. And just like Warren Buffett said, the fundamentals are there, right? One of the most diverse economies in the world, certainly the largest economy in the world. And this too shall pass. Now, if I had a crystal ball, I'd tell you when. Sorry, I don't have that. But I do know that this is where you can lay the seeds, and we can already see shoots for potential and future growth for your firm. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Really, it's going to come down to what are the opportunities? And what I would consider or ask you to consider is, one thing most attorneys have in common is the ability to write, right? You have the ability to create content. And I encourage you to use that ability to keep your website updated, keep your blog posts updated, send out emails that are relevant to your ideal client, right? The exact type of people that you want to service day in and day out. You should be creating content for them. And do what you can to syndicate that content. And by syndicate, I mean, how do you push that out there, right? So certainly with just the easiest examples, with the legislation that's being contemplated in Washington to put a hiatus on rents being paid, stopping foreclosures and evictions, certainly money showing up potentially in people's bank accounts. All of those are things that do have legal implications and things that I encourage you to write about and to distribute to your ideal type of client. One other opportunity, and this has nothing to do with digital marketing, but it's worth saying, is there are going to be other firms, practices, individual attorneys that just aren't going to make it through this. And I encourage you to keep in touch with them, right? Because even if you don't beat them outright, it might make sense to partner with them, purchase them, whatever it may be, or even hire some of their staff that may not be treated the way they believe they should be treated. All of those are opportunities that normally you might not be able to afford bringing on an attorney at the rate they would have demanded a year ago, even 2 months ago. But now it's a whole new ballgame. And every day on my Facebook post, I am seeing folks that are really worried about where their next step is going to be. And as we're expanding our practice, we're of course recruiting folks that are a good fit. So just a side note there. So what I would recommend that you do, and the opportunities here, right? A couple bullet points for you. First and foremost, you need to reinforce that you are open, that you have a plan, and that you're ready to do business and to serve the clients that you've been serving all along. Very important that you do that. And it's not going to take that long to do it. In fact, at the end of this presentation, I'll give you a link to some pre-prepared assets that we've put together. Certainly, you're going to want to tweak those for your particular situation and your practice, but you can already have a framework to start off and update your website, update your blog, update your social media, update any communication means that you have so that folks know what your plan is. I would directly address the safety issues, right? If someone, if you have a practice where traditionally you would have people come in, then I think you need to talk about what safety measures you're taking for your staff and for anyone that visits, right? Are you sanitizing more frequently? Are you on a skeleton crew and only have necessary staff there? Are you checking people's temperatures every day? Whatever it is that you have as your policy, communicate that. If you've moved to a remote situation, which is what we've done, talk about that as well, right? And even talk about what the expectations and requirements are, certainly internally for your folks. And again, focus on your organic footprint. I certainly understand that some people are pulling back on their PPC and your paid advertising, and I do want to come back to that. But if there's anyone who has extra time in their day, you really should be looking at your organic footprint and making sure that your website is updated, that your Google My Business, your Yelp, your Avo, all of those have been updated and very importantly are consistent, right? Same phone number, same practice areas, same physical mailing address, same emails, any other contact information. Those are things that will pay dividends long term and certainly makes it harder to find you if it's not consistent. I can't tell you how many firms I come across with Google My Business listings showing closed locations, right? Need to fix that. Now's the time that you can do it. Coming back to the paid side, one major consideration as you're evaluating those budgets. Those both on social and Google, those are auctions, right? You're bidding against other attorneys that are trying to get to the same clients, the same cases that you are. As especially the bigger firms are pulling out and pulling back, that's going to lower the cost per click. Basically, anyone who's trying to come to or needs legal services, that's going to lower the cost that somebody is paying. Ideally, you are paying. So if in the past you use round numbers, you were paying $100 a click or $10 a click, it's very, very conceivable that you're going to be paying 90 or 80 a click, right? There's going to be less competition for that. But in the meantime, the folks that need those services need them just as badly as before, if not more badly, if they're searching now. So I'd really encourage you to look at that, work with whomever runs those campaigns for you to figure out what is your cost per click, what is your ROI, right? What is the value of a case when it comes in? What's your closing ratio? It's simple math. It's not fun math, but it's simple math and something that you really should be evaluating in this time before you make any drastic changes. So I'll encourage you to go to Best Legal SEO, where we've got the messaging kit. We'll also have a form there if you've got any questions, want to sit down, have a strategy session and review what you're doing. It's a no-cost consultation and love to talk to you about it. Thanks and stay safe, everybody.